Live. Here we go. Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Kimberly Lewis and I am Jeankim Media, and I have with me the fabulous Lane Boland of MadRank.
Kimberly, you're too kind. Thank you.
You know what? We decided to start this Ask an Expert thing because people keep asking us stuff, so there you go. And I do a lot of training over with the SBA and SCORE. I'm there like 3 times a month doing social media classes. I just came from doing a long training today, about an 8-hour class. So excuse the appearance because, yeah, it's been one of those days. And I was in Pasadena. This is what we do. We're geeks. We love this stuff. So we just thought, you know, we'd take some questions, some Q&As, and, you know, see what you think. I do have a couple of questions that's been sent to me from people that could not, you know, actually log in with us right here, but they're listening. So, and also we have the Q&A open, so I'm going to open that up right now. So if anybody wants to, you know, ask questions, you can, you know, get in that Q&A, and you'll be able to ask us a question live. So there you go. So, but I'm going to start out with Lane because I know Lane had. You have some things, Lane, that people, you guys kind of get a lot of questions about, and you were going to cover that.
Yes, ma'am. You know, what I like to do is start off with, well, first of all, I'm Lane Boland from MadRank, and which is mad-rank.com. And what I would like to show you is, if you look at my screen right now, I went into Google's keyword planner, and what that is it's a tool that tells you how much traffic is being searched for any given search term. And right now we're looking at
that went away for some reason. There we go.
All right, so right now, Kimberly, we're looking at Galpin Ford, which is getting 18,100 searches a month, and Los Angeles Ford Dealership, which is only getting 20. And I wanted to ask the audience, you know, why do they think that is?
Wow.
We got any responses?
No, I don't think anybody's logged in, but we do have people watching.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'll tell you, the reason why is, and it's commonly, or it's been recently found that television and radio advertising is driving online search. And you know, why is that? You know, people hear your ad, and rather than going straight to the lot, they're going into Google, and rather than remembering your web address, they're typing in your brand name. And you're probably thinking, so what? Well, that's huge, because if you don't completely own the entire first page for your brand name, you are susceptible to intercept of leads that you have rightly paid for with your broadcast media. Your competitors can come in and rank content for your search term and essentially jack your leads. Not all of them, but a good percentage of them. And in fact, I'll even show you the breakdown. We'll go into Google real quick, because Google has all the answers, and we'll say for percentage traffic first page Google. Right? And Search Engine Watch is the industry standard in Kimberly's and in my business. And what you'll see is the very first position, not the very first ad, the very first organic position gets 36.4% of the traffic. Second gets 12.5%. Third gets 9.5%. And then it goes all the way down to 2.2%. So imagine you just dropped 10 grand on several TV, not several, but a couple TV spots, and you rank obviously for the first page in Google. But let's say your competitor comes in at 2 and 3. Well, in that case, your competitor statistically is going to grab 25% of the leads that you're driving through the advertising that you paid for. And I don't know about you, Kimberly, but for me, that's absolutely unacceptable.
Absolutely.
Now, conversely, if you have a competitor who's doing a ton of advertising and isn't digitally savvy, you can take advantage of this and rank content under your competitor's name and essentially leverage their ad budget to grow your own business. I find that completely acceptable.
Absolutely.
So, you know, before just to show you this in action, before we open it up to the floor, I'm gonna show you guys a client of mine in Kansas City. All right, right now we're looking at Shawnee Mission Hyundai, which gets 1,900 searches per month. They're doing a ton of TV advertising in the tiny market of Kansas City, and so there they are right here in position 1. They're in position 2. Oh wait, Northtown, their rival, position 3. Oh wait, Northtown, their rival, position 5. So 3 and 5. If we go back here, 9.5 and 6.1. Northtown is taking 18% of the leads that Shawnee Mission is paying for. I mean, do you think Northtown's pretty happy with that?
No, absolutely.
Yeah. You know, they don't even have to try. I mean, there's their website, plain as day. Be curious. I mean, yeah, sure. Somebody responded to this ad, responded to a TV ad and typed in Shawnee Mission Hyundai. You know, you're not just going to search one spot. You're going to be like, all right, well, what's this all about? I see Shawnee Mission Hyundai here. I see it here and here. You're going to do all the research you can. So just out of curiosity, Northtown, or in this case you, if you use this tactic, you can leverage the advertising budget of your competitors. You know, I call it marketing judo, because you're using the weight of your opponent against them.
Absolutely.
So, that being said, I'm sure everybody's, the gears are spinning in their head. If you want to know how to do it, it's really simple. In fact, Kimberly, does anybody want me to show a practical demonstration on how to do this?
Yeah, I think so. And then also, once you're done showing the demonstration, a lot of people are curious as to this whole pay-per-click thing. Okay.
Well, first of all, so right now, what we see where it says yellow ad right here? And
yeah.
Yellow, I'll take this back to Los Angeles. We'll type in Galpin Ford. That's a major dealer in LA. Okay, so you see this yellow ad, these 2 yellow boxes where it says ad?
Yes.
Those are pay-per-click ads. Now, in the aggregate, these pay-per-click ads, because it has that big, ugly yellow ad next to it, they only get 2.2% of the traffic available. So these 2 ads, so each one of these ads is getting 1.1% of the traffic, whereas organic, this guy's getting 36.5. So you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, Lane, but I only pay for performance with pay-per-click. That's yes, but it's an open market. Whoever pays the most gets the traffic. So generally, people using pay-per-click have very, very well-oiled digital client acquisition funnels, which is a fancy word for saying, a funnel of websites that when a person clicks on, see, this is perfect. What Rob's site's doing a good job here. You click on the ad and you engage. It's essentially a landing page to capture your information so they can call and market you. Mm-hmm. People that do pay-per-click and send it straight back to their website without any means of capturing information, they're going to go broke, because no one's going to voluntarily say, hey, here's my information, sell me. You have to actively sell them to give you their information, if that makes sense.
Oh, wow.
And that's the only way to make pay-per-click work. But when you go back to the traffic volumes, for example, digitally, for every 10 clicks, you're going to capture somebody's information, right? And we'll call that a lead. And let's say, in the automotive market, for every 3 leads, they're scoring an appointment, and for every 3 appointments, they're getting somebody to show up. And for every show up, or for every 3 show ups, it's more like 2 show ups, they're making a sale. So taking it all back, what it really comes down to is it's taking 50 clicks to drive a sale. And I can tell you right now, in this market, Rob's site Ford's paying $9.50 per click, which means in order to capture that sale, they're spending $450, which is about 30% of the profit they'll make off that sale. So if you're in a high volume, low margin business, that's going to destroy you. But if you're in a high margin business, yeah, you can get away with it. But what I'm saying is, pay-per-click pales in comparison to search engine optimization if you find the right firm who's willing to work with you on a performance basis.
So, a lot of people ask me too. They say, well, I hear that you have to do a pay-per-click campaign and do the AdWords and things of that sort from Google. And I personally don't necessarily think that you have to do pay-per-click, but some people, I think because of all the hype that's behind it, they are leaning more towards they're feeling like they have to do it. What would you tell someone that feels so strongly about that?
Yeah, see, that's propaganda from Google, because this is where Google makes their money. They make money off of whipping everybody into a frenzy to use pay-per-click. They've run this really effective propaganda machine that line of information that SEO is dead. There's no way to game the system. And so, that being said, it doesn't matter what the search results are, because Google's going to whimsically decide who's on the first page. So if you're not on the first page automatically, then you need to use pay-per-click. That's a crock that Google has purposefully reinforced in the media through planted stories to get you to join the pay-per-click market, which again, ladies and gentlemen, is only getting 2.2% of the available traffic, and it is marginally profitable. If you don't believe me, contact Kimberly, and the math doesn't lie. We will get on the computer and you tell me all the search terms you think your customers are using to buy, and I'll give you a side-by-side comparison of pay-per-click versus SEO. And what you'll find is SEO, which is the art and science of placing your website on the first page of Google. You'll find that SEO offers a 500% return on investment improvement over pay-per-click. And I know it sounds like a really awesome number, and everybody's saying, yeah, right, Lane, I will prove it. All they got to do is just contact you, and again, the numbers don't lie.
No, they don't. No, they don't at all. And
Kimberly, if people don't believe that SEO is real, watch this. SEO expert Los Angeles. There's me, there's me, there's me. You think Google just willy-nilly deemed me the king of SEO experts in Los Angeles? No, I willfully put myself there.
Right. And that's the thing, though. People need to understand exactly what SEO is, because you have people out there that are like us, that really just want to give you solid information.
Sure.
And then you can make a decision on whoever you want to use. It's not about, oh, you got to use Kimberly and Lane. And then you've got those people out there that just want to make money.
Sure.
And those are the ones that make everyone else look bad.
Yes.
And they're the ones that's going to tell you, oh, pay-per-click, and yeah, you got to hire a certain person because not everybody is good at pay-per-click, and not everybody is good at pay-per-click. And I'm not saying that it doesn't work, but I am saying that it's not the only way. And especially with small businesses, which is who I mainly work with,
right.
I would not advocate for them to do that. To me, it's wasted money. I would take the money and put it into doing a solid SEO plan like what Lane does, and you'll get the results.
And Kimberly, you bring up a really good point. So for the believers out there that I'll be honest with you. There's tens of thousands of people who say they can do SEO, and you can see that like looking here at SEO Expert Los Angeles. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different ads, pay-per-click ads on this page but what I'm getting at is when you think you're going to use an agency, ask them, what are you ranking for? What are you personally ranking for? because if an SEO expert isn't eating their own cooking, what do you think they're going to do for you? What does that say about how much they believe in their skills?
You know what, and I want to say to the audience that's watching, thank you again for tuning in with us. But the reason why we're covering, I wanted to specifically cover SEO first. We're going to go back and forth between the two, but I really want to focus on SEO because everyone comes to me because I am not SEO. That's what Lane does. We balance each other out very well. I'm social media, but social media is great, but it's not the be-all, end-all. So, you know, when someone's searching for something, I mean, and we all use long tail keywords, and, you know, and that's been enacted for a long time, and Google finally just realized, hey, we need to, you know, go along with that. So now, you know, long gone are the days when we were just searching by, car dealer, Lexus dealer. You know, you say, okay, who's the best Lexus dealer in Los Angeles? That's what we type. Where's the best pizza spot in, you know, Canoga Park? Those are called long tail keywords. So you have to put yourself, the business owner, in the consumer shoes and see what someone would search to find you. And they don't know you, so it's basically to find your business, to find what you do. So, you know, if you are, I don't know, men's clothing, what would you want to put in depending on the type of men's clothing, right? So, you know, you type something like, okay, men's clothing in Los Angeles, or men's suits, or men's activewear, you know, or whatever you do, you got to be able to search it generically. No one's just going to know your name.
No.
So I tell people, just go in Google and search for yourself as if you were a consumer looking for what you do.
Well, Kimberly, right now I got an example of a client of mine back east. They're called Williams Roofing, and they came to me wanting to operate in Augusta, which is a city of about 200,000 on the Georgia-South Carolina border. They actually are based out of Aiken, South Carolina, which is 50 miles away, and so this little roofing outfit, after I got done with them, you know, they're on here, you know, for all. Look at this, Augusta Roofing, 1, 2, 3. So they got 3 listings here on roofing. What if I typed in Augusta Roofer? Right, there they are again. 1, 2, 3. Let's try Augusta Roofers. 1, 2, 3. So they're absolutely dominating any possible keyword that a person looking for a roofer in Augusta would use, location and type of business. So this little outfit in Aiken, South Carolina is completely owning the market in Augusta, Georgia, where they don't even live. So imagine what you could do if you were, let's say, a plumber in Cerritos trying to get, you know, giant plumbing, you know, corporate plumbing contract or construction plumbing contracts in you know, LA or Malibu or wherever. You know, the thing is about SEO is Google uses an algorithm to determine who comes on the first page here, and it's just a machine. It's just a program. It can be manipulated. So wherever you think your customers are using to look for you, then SEO yourself to be there. You know, like I said, you're going to get a ton more traffic than using pay-per-click, and it's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper. Excuse my language. And I'm going to show you guys a tool to use. Go into Google and type in Keyword Planner. Okay? Click on the first one. Right? And it's going to take you here once it loads up. 1 second. Computer's being a little slow. Okay, then hit search for new keyword or add group ideas, and where you see your product or service, you know, for example, I'm going to type in Los Angeles plumbing. Let's say San Diego plumbing. Let's say Long Beach. Yeah, Long Beach plumbing. Right? And so location, you know, obviously this is if you were a plumber in Southern California, and I'm going to hit get ideas. And then you hit get keyword ideas, right? Don't mess with ad groups. And it's going to tell you, okay, so San Diego is getting 260, Los Angeles Plumbing's getting 480. Long Beach Plumbing's getting 110. Now this is where it gets interesting. You know, the suggested bid here is $68.97, right? That's for each. If you were doing pay-per-click, that's how much you would pay to get a click.
Wow.
And remember what I said? It generally takes 10 clicks to get a lead. If you're a plumber in Los Angeles, can you afford to spend $680 to get a lead to go out and fix a leaky pipe? No.
Oh my
No.
God.
That's a $70 job. You're going to go broke and bankrupt doing that.
Absolutely.
The thing is about SEO, again, if you find a professional who works on performance, generally the way SEO costs work is they figure out what's that lead worth to you, and they should be charging you no more than 20% of what the lead is worth to you. And so if you're a plumber, you know, let's say Los Angeles Plumbing. All right, I know there's tons of plumbing jobs, from boiler repair all the way down to a leaky faucet job. You know, everything from a $5,000 repair job to a $70 service call. So you have to be conservative here and say, okay, a closed sale to me is worth $70, which if I'm a business owner, that means it's worth $14 to me, to service, because you don't want your costs to be more than your customer acquisition costs to be more than 20% of your revenue. You will go broke doing anything more than that. So, you know, an SEO firm that's a professional who can do what they say they can do should have no problem, selling you, basically SEOing you, and then taking a commission on leads generated at $14 a pop. Is a $14 for a lead better than $700? Absolutely. I mean, that's a stupid question. So that's why SEO, when it's done correctly with a professional firm that understands a business owner and prices their services accordingly, that's why SEO can be so much more advantageous than pay-per-click. Again, it's in the math.
That's so awesome, though. And but that's what gets me, though. You pay. A lot of people are so adamant about this pay-per-click, and look at the prices of that. There is no guarantee that that lead is going to convert. And then you have, I'm spending $68 every time someone clicks.
Yeah. And you're vulnerable to competition seeing your ad and then clicking it multiple times to cost you money. Right. Could be your competitor trying to put you out of business, right? Yes. So, wow. But getting back to keyword research, this is a very broad term. Look at this. All right, we all know. So, if we assume plumbing is just know what kind of job that's going to be. But if I typed in boiler repair, which I know to be about a $2,000 job plus, especially in the Midwest where it's cold. But boiler repair. Hold on a second. I'm gonna go through this again. So remember that this traffic in these bids. $68 for Los Angeles Plumbing. So I'm gonna hit Get Ideas again to get a new search. And look at this. It says no traffic, right? And there's no suggested bid. Now, before you freak out, understand this. What this means. This doesn't mean that there's no traffic. This just means that it's so spotty that Google had their algorithm isn't going to spit out a number. Okay, and so you could do pay-per-click with absolutely no competition and bid a penny, but out of every 100 searches, you're only going to get 2 clicks. Okay, so you paid 2 cents. But how long are you going to wait to get those 2 clicks? I mean, statistically, when you're not even averaging 10 searches per month, you're going to wait over a whole year just to get a click. And assuming that's going to take 10 clicks just to get a lead and 3 leads to make a sale, you're going to wait 30 years to get that boiler repair job that cost you a penny.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We don't want 30 years. Now, would
No.
that number be different if it was a boiler in, I don't know, Georgia, Tennessee?
Well, we can look down right here. Look at this. Boiler repair Brooklyn. 210 searches, 2738. The reason why this is cheaper is because people don't understand how you must understand how your customer is looking for you. And so I bet let's stay with okay, check this out. It comes down to semantics. Look at this. Furnace repair Los Angeles. Back east they call them boilers. Out west they call them furnaces. Again, you're not getting any pay-per-click competition, but look at this. 70 searches a month. 70 people in LA are searching for a $2,000 job that nobody's competing in pay-per-click for. But 2% of 70. What's 2% of 70? 0.7, right? So you're going to wait. You're going to wait what? 10, 12, 13 months to get a click. You're going to wait 3 years to get a lead. You're going to wait 9 years doing pay-per-click to get a sale from this keyword. But if you did SEO, right, and you captured 30% of that, if you were in first position, you'd be getting 21 clicks. So you'd be making a sale every 2 months, right? So and again, if that's a $2,000 job, okay, and if it takes 3 leads to make a sale, that means that each lead is worth $700 to you, which means you shouldn't be paying more than $140 per lead. If you're paying for a performance, would it be worth to pay an SEO agency $140 per lead to make sure that you were on the first page to capture that traffic? Absolutely.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at is there's a lot of SEO agencies out there that try to charge you a monthly fee. Do everything you can to get them to pay you to accept being paid per lead. Now it takes a certain amount of trust between you two, but that's why we have courts and contracts and honest business people. But what I'm getting at is that as a business owner, you should be paying per lead, not paying for traffic or a monthly fee. Pay per lead, pay for performance. If you can pay for performance on an SEO contract, you're going to kick the living daylights out of your competition doing pay-per-click.
Wow.
I'm sorry, pay-per-lead on SEO, you're going to kick the living daylights out of your competition doing pay-per-click. It's not even, again, it's all in the math.
Wow. So, I do have a question up here from Colleen. Hi, Colleen. Colleen was in my social media class.
Sure.
And she has a question about, I mentioned in class, there's a way to promote your product or business on Twitter. And, for those of you who are not on Twitter and you have a business, not quite sure what you're doing out there, because Twitter is definitely where you want to be. Facebook, it does its thing, it's totally different, but Twitter is where you really, really want to be. The reason why is, think about all of the things that you like, all of your competition, things that you use. Let's see, let me give an example. I love shoes, so I'm always going to talk about shoes. So, so I can follow Jimmy Choo, I can follow, Stuart Weiss, I can follow Shoe Dazzle, I can follow whomever. And so that means that for every brand, typically, I don't know any big brand that doesn't have a Twitter account. And what do they have? They have followers. So in essence, that's kind of where your direct mail marketing list is going to come from, because you can now solicit to them, say, hey, you know what, I'm having a sale today, or I'm having a video like this today. Hey, we're going to be talking about, the different uses of how to stop your feet from slipping in these Jimmy Choo shoes because you can't put cushions in them to stop it. Whatever it is, because I did this for a few clients of mine. And that's why I love Twitter, because Twitter is a two-way conversation. as social media is supposed to be, right? Social media is supposed to be social. And Facebook is more of that, I call it the snooty club, because it's kind of like, I don't know you, so if I don't know you, then you can't be my friend, you know? And of course, I'm talking about personal pages on that. But let's talk about the business pages in Facebook. In Facebook, I can't tag any of my customers or any of my followers, anybody that likes my page. What's wrong with that picture? I should be able to do some back and forth with my people that have endorsed me by liking me, right? So why can't I do that? But you can't. Now, I can tag other businesses. That works in a partnership, so I can tag Lane with pleasure. But do I want to tag my competition? No. You know, so it's really no purpose for me to tag another business. I want to tag that customer that said, hey, Kimberly, when you get ready to do another Hootsuite class, let me know. And definitely if you have any specials, half off or whatever, or free, or bring a friend for free, let me know. So I would love to do that. But I've got to hope that when I post that special in Facebook, on a Facebook page, that you see it. Because good old Facebook has what? Unsubscribe. So think about the average person. Think about yourself. How many Facebook pages do you like? I think I have about 100 so far that I've liked. And am I going to leave that feed open so that I'm getting traffic from 100 pages, not to mention the 400 plus friends I got too? So my timeline would just constantly be going nuts. So what do people do? They unsubscribe. They're not unfriending you, and they're not unliking the business page. They're just unsubscribing. So basically, when you're doing that post, they're not seeing it. So they have to go back over to the page and check periodically. Or if they didn't unsubscribe, hope they catch it in their feed so that they can see what you posted. That's why I don't like Facebook, because it's not very, I don't know, social. Now, of course, they're all about ads. So you want to buy ads. Yes, if you purchase ads, which are not that expensive, by the way. But if you want to purchase ads and so that you can be posted on the side and suggested things, that's great. That's an excellent way of being able to get seen by people that would not have ordinarily run into you. But I'm just saying, on the social aspect, you can't have that back and forth with someone. Now, of course, when someone makes a post to something you post, then yes, you can conversate back and forth on there. But again, like I said, if it's that person that told me last month that they want to know about my special whenever I do it, and now here's my special 2 months later, how am I really supposed to get in contact with that person besides trying to go and scroll all the way down and find where our dialogue was so that I can get in there, so then she'll be notified that I responded to that conversation we had like 2 months ago. So that's a headache. But Twitter allows you to go back and forth, and the environment on Twitter, I can post like I usually do to complete strangers. They're not following me, I'm not following them. It's the first time I've interacted with them. Do you think they're going to get mad at me? They don't get mad at you at all. They usually say, oh, great, that's awesome. Thanks for inviting me, or thanks for letting me know. Or it could just be crickets. They may not say anything, but they're not going to be like, well, I don't know you, or I didn't friend you, or why are you contacting me? So this is why I love Twitter. Not to mention, I've been a user of Hootsuite since 2007, so I've seen a lot of changes. And now I'm a certified trainer and partner with Hootsuite. And Hootsuite is also one of the biggest partners with Twitter. So if you think Hootsuite is just for scheduling messages, think again, because they've allowed Hootsuite into their algorithm. So when I'm talking about promoting and what we call active listening across the internet, we can now go into Hootsuite. I can do a search. Let's say I want to look up, I'm thinking about opening up a cupcake and coffee shop. And I do a search, and I want to know who's talking about cupcakes or coffee, but not recipes. So you can totally use all the database searches that we used to do back in the day with, you know, access and all of this stuff. Just database searches, the same quotations, minuses, question marks, all of that works. And so you can go in there and say, okay, I want to hear everybody that's talking about cupcakes and coffee, but not recipes, and in this area. So yes, you can use geocode. So you can go right on over to Google Maps, pull the geocode. Let's say you're in Los Angeles, but you're thinking about opening up the cupcake shop in New York, in Manhattan. So you get the geocode for Manhattan, and you put it in there, and you say, okay, I want to know within a 10-mile radius, a 25-mile radius, whatever radius you want. And it's going to generate every single conversation of anyone mentioning coffee or cupcakes, but not recipe. So it is highly effective. And when you find people like that, when you do these searches, you're going to find people that like the things that you're selling, because you're going to be doing research. And what is this? Market research.
Sure.
You're going to be doing it yourself. So back in the day before the internet. Say that again, Lane?
You know, my mind was just blown at how you can use Hootsuite to do market research, because then you could use basically Twitter to figure out what your customers or clients, what the terminology they're using, which in turn is keywords in Google, to find those little keywords that your competition doesn't know about, to drive that search traffic into your cash register.
Absolutely. And you know, the thing is, I've heard a lot of stories of people even solving niches, you know, by doing active listening across Twitter. You know, people say things like, hey, you know, I wish there was a such and such, or you know what, this product's great, but it's missing da da da. You know, and I'm telling you, that's where you want to be, because that's where all the conversations are. So as far as promoting your product, they have advertising just like Facebook. I've tried both. I love Twitter the most, though, I have to say, because I can specify although, let me clarify, because in Facebook you can specify too. You know, you can go in and choose the industry, the genre, the types of people, the demographics. You can do all of that. You can do them in both Facebook and Twitter. But what I like about Twitter the most is because I know for a fact that these people that I'm going after like this product. For instance, when I was doing stuff for the radio show, I needed to find people that liked a certain type of music, because I knew they would like this particular concert. So I did the ad thing, I did a test, and it lets you say, okay, you can do your promotional tweets, you can do certain keywords, things of that sort, but it also lets you say where you want your ads to go. So where did I want mine to go? It went on Beyonce's fan page. It went on Bruno Mars. It went on, you know, and I like that, because you know for a fact that anyone following Beyonce likes that type of music. Anyone following Bruno Mars likes that type of music. So that is why I love Twitter, because I know for a fact that these people like these things. I know people that are following Jimmy Choo basically spend a lot of money on shoes, versus people on Shoe Dazzle are more on a budget, so they're not more than likely going to spend as much as a Milano Blahnik or Stuart Weiss. You know, they're not going to spend $1,200 on a shoe, and I'm not either. But you know, so that's my point. It's always easier to me. I love Twitter because you've got the two-way conversation, much more friendlier, much more easy to detect your target market. Your target market is right here. There's this other app that you can use along with your Twitter and use it within Hootsuite called Demographics Pro. Oh, I love Demographics Pro. What it does is it pulls all of the people that are following you, and it breaks down your demographic. It will tell you how much money they make a year. It will tell you the majority of your followers are 55.5% female, 40 whatever male. It'll tell you the main stores that they shop in. It'll say, oh, they shop at, what was one of my stuff? Oh, I shop at Saks Fifth, Nordstrom, a few other ones, and then says, oh, and they eat at these places, Red Lobster, Mastro's, all these different things. So it is an amazing tool. So Twitter to me is a bit more powerful in that sense because it really gives you that human experience, and I'm able to share something with you in that way and promote my business at the same time. So it's all about relationship building for me. That's how it's always worked for me. And I'm hoping that I'm answering Colleen's questions. So, Colleen, you know how to reach me. You can get me at info@Jeankim Media. And if I need to clarify anything else for you, I definitely will. So please hit me up. So I think that's about it for me answering that question. Lane, did you have anything else? Because we're getting ready to wrap up here. We've got like 10 minutes left.
Kimberly, thank you for having me on, and it's been a pleasure working with you.
Well, thank you. Did you want to leave anybody with any more thoughts?
Just again, when take a really hard look at the math between what pay-per-click can provide you in terms of traffic and what SEO can. And the two factors you should consider when you're hiring an SEO firm is, one, are they using their own SEO service, and two, can you get them to agree to a pay-per-lead as opposed to a flat fee? Don't trust anybody that offers a flat fee. You'll never get that money back, and you probably won't see any results from it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is something that Lane and I are going to do kind of bi-weekly. So I'm hoping that you guys join us next time, and definitely, hit us up on Twitter. My Twitter is Jeankim Media. That's JEANKIM Media. And Lane, what is your Twitter?
It's Lane Boland.
Just as simple as that. So it's Lane, LaneBoland, you guys.
Yes, but they're going to want to follow me at MadRank, MadRank.
Okay. So definitely, you guys, definitely follow us. We like to tweet out a lot of different things, little helpful articles that we come across. But if you have any questions for us, definitely hit us up. And, my website is under maintenance right now because I'm totally changing the look and a brand new template. And I'm excited for that because, like, all of you should be using WordPress templates. I'm just saying. So, so you guys, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Take care.